ESPN's presentation of NCAA basketball is brought to you by Bud Light, official sponsor of the 1996 Olympic Summer Games. Make it a Bud Light. By Dollar Rent-A-Car, where low rates are just one of the reasons Dollar makes sense. And by Buick and your local dealer. Remember Buick, the new symbol for quality in America.
Well, we're ready for takeoff on Big Monday, presented by Bud Light, as we get set for the 8th-ranked Hoyas of Georgetown and the 6th-ranked Wildcats of Villanova. And our chairs and our tables are in the upright and locked position. Captain Nessler, co-captain Vitale, along with you. Last week we got a chance to look at two primetime performers on our Big Monday, and we got the same thing tonight, Allen Iverson and Kerry Kittles. Nick.
Well, you talk about two of the great All-Americans in college basketball. We're talking about P.T. Pierce. We talk about possessions, touches, and points. And when you're a superstar, you're going to get a lot of touches. The thing has to happen is convert those touches to points. Today, that is big. We will chart that, analyze that. Iverson and Kittles, who will take those touches and convert them to points.
Let's take a look at our Buick starting lineups. First for John Thompson's Hoyas. Victor Page, the freshman, joins Iverson, who's scoring 24+ a game, the top scorer of the Big East, with Al Williams and Harrington. And for Steve Lapis, Wildcats of Villanova, Alvin Williams joining Kerry Kittles. Kittles at 20 a game. Brown, Cornegay, and Lawson. And you see missing in that starting lineup Eric Ebers, a tremendous shooter. That'll be a big loss tonight, Dick.
I'll tell you, Brad, it's the 38% from three-point range. The three-point shot spreads the defense, allows you to get the ball inside, gives you better spacing. I think a guy that's got to step up for Eric Ebers is a guy sitting on a bench right now, John Celestin, when he gets the opportunity. Alvin Williams can't put points on a board at the point guard slot. He's had 2 games this year where he scored better than 20. He's going to have to put some points on. But also the superstar, Kerry Kittles, has to play at another level and show why he's one of America's best.
Andre Patillo, Steve Wilmer, Curtis Shaw, our officials. Andre Patillo, the referee, is set to get us underway.
It's going to be a great one. I know you're ready. We're ready to rock here tonight.
And it'll be Villanova here at the Spectrum on their home floor. Lawson back down low. Outside Williams. He tried to get it going, as Dick said, right off the bat.
Well, he's showing right away that he's thinking shot.
Harrington the other way. Inside. Boubacar not a big offensive threat, and his shot blocked.
Othella Harrington has to get some touches inside. They got to get him involved offensively. I really believe out of the gate early. I would attack Lawson, try to get him in foul trouble.
They did, but he blocked that shot. And out of bounds, and it's back to Villanova.
Man-to-man defense. They'll harass you. So they're going to play off him up on top.
Lawson, nice look down low to Williams.
Alvin Williams getting involved offensively. Good look by Lawson. He's got great size, Williams, for a point guard. You can invert him. You can rotate him inside against the smaller guards to create some mismatches.
Here's Iverson, arguably the fastest guard in college basketball. If not, he's in a select group.
This is what you got to have happen. You got to play them 5-on-5. Oh, off the window. I mean, he kisses the glass. Hey, when that's going down for a star, you know things are really going his way.
Tied at 2.
One thing Villanova wants, they want to play 5-on-5.
Here's Kerry Kittles' first touch of the game, and he threw it away. Iverson spins out of there, has Page in front. Couldn't quite get it to him. He'll take his own shot and drop it.
He has really improved his jump shot. He understands his range. Last year's shot selection was a problem, but he was a young guy just making that transition.
Last year only shot 39% from the floor. This year 51, second in the Big East.
Change defensively out of the man-to-man, go to a 2-3 zone.
Brown outside for the lead.
That's big. You stepping in. He knows pressure's on him. Eric Ebers not here. He steps up and he contributes right out of the gate.
5-4 Villanova. This is not the Georgetown of slow it down and pack the muscle inside anymore. This is a team that scores over 87 a game. Harrington in low. Tip. Williams can't get it. Cornegay comes out of there with it.
Cornegay, big-time rebounder. He's got to be active. Can't disappear.
And a whistle and a foul on Othella Harrington working against Lawson down low.
Steve Wilmer makes a quick announcement that we're not going to allow that physical contact on the interior. Let's look at Cornegay. He's got that dome up on top. Old fella had a big game against Syracuse. Watching two big guys banging and bruising on the inside. I mean, it's like the Bruise Brothers. Steve Wilmer says, no, I'm not going to have it.
Kittles, a triple.
Kittles, little Middles. Kittles time. KK squared. He's a sensational player.
Top three-point shooter in Villanova history. Adds to it every time he puts one in.
Multi-dimensional, so versatile. What makes Kerry Kittle so special, he does so many things on the floor. Handle it, pass it, get in transition. Oh, this is special tonight, Mr. Nessler.
22nd timeout as we're just 2.5 minutes in. And Villanova with an 8-4 lead. We'll continue our big Monday tonight as Oklahoma State will take on the Sooners, led by senior forward Ryan Miner, averaging almost 21 a game. Then at midnight, we've got more action for you. The Running Rebels of UNLV travel to California to take on Long Beach State. Triple header on Big Monday, presented by Bud Light.
Miner had a big game. Miner had 30 in his last game in a blowout over Missouri. What's happened to the Tigers of Missouri? I thought they were going to be really outstanding this year.
Really hit a skid. So Villanova with a 4-point lead.
Pressure defensively. This guy will strip you, though, Iverson. You got to be very careful with that high dribble.
Lawson push down low, and they're going to start calling it, as you said, early, and that's going to be apparently the way it's going to go. Fella Harrington picks up his second.
That's two quick ones on Othella on the inside. Come out of Mississippi. John Thompson on that sideline. Loves this team. This is the best Georgetown team since 1989, when they went to the Final Eight. They had the diaper dandy Alonzo Mourning.
Kittles, that's his spot. This one comes off. Brown trying to keep it alive, but Williams comes out of the pack, and here's Page on the break, and he kicked it himself.
Victor Page is a little up and down, but he's had a solid freshman year. He was taken out of that starting lineup. A little tough love at Georgetown. He was out of curfew,
right.
Mr. Curfew, and they said, not here at Georgetown, baby. John sat him down.
Jahidi White has checked in. There's some beef in the middle at about 275.
He's a space eater on the inside out of St. Louis.
Kittles wheels on out and get the shot away.
Back to man-to-man defensively. Jahidi White really putting a body on Lawson.
Kittles was open down low, and Cornegay tried to get it to him. Nice defensive job to knock it away.
Basically, if you're Georgetown, you want to get this game to 94 feet up and down the floor. Villanova likes to run, but they don't want to get into a shootout up and down the floor with Iverson. You want them to play 5-on-5 and negate their transition game.
On the inbound, Cornegay will handle. 10 on the shot clock. They go for the steal. They come up with a steal. Williams, and you can credit Iverson for that one.
Great hands. Iverson's so quick to the basketball.
Here he is, quick to the offensive end, and he draws a foul.
At 39 in that loss against St. John's, when the Super Souths really played brilliantly, Zendon Hamilton and Felipe Lopez. But they're better, I believe, when he's in the mid-20s. I was going to watch the deflection. Here comes the help. Pop the ball loose. Got away with one in that Williamson. If he was quicker to the basketball, would have had a layup with Iverson.
Iverson will step up. Allen, a 6-foot sophomore, averaging 24.2, tops in the Big East.
But I think it's clear-cut when you talk about the top 5 players in college basketball. I don't think it's debatable when you talk about Campbell, Duncan, Kittles, Allen, and Iverson. I think it's just clear-cut. They are the 5 best players of the All-American team for this year.
Iverson tops in the conference in steals as well, and the one he has tonight is equal to school record from last year. So the next time he swipes one, he breaks his own record.
There's the 2-2-1 press. The old UCLA pressure. There's the deflection from the back. Jimmy Z used to talk about that all the time. Oh,
he's lost it.
Oh, hello. He wants to be a star tonight. He said, I'm not a role player. I'm going to be a star tonight, Mr. Brown. Look at him now. He wants to challenge. He wants to check Iverson.
Iverson says, just give me a pick and I'll shoot over.
Brown's working so hard trying to keep the ball out of Iverson's hands.
Now attacks the goal. Not a big score. Boubacar out 5 points a game and has his first one tonight to cut the Villanova lead to 2.
But the one thing he does, Al's so important in their defense. He rotates really well, quick to the traps, and he also gets up on a glass.
Going for the steal is Al, and picking up the foul is Boubacar out. With 15 minutes 41 seconds remaining in the first half. We've got a timeout. And it's been everything we expected so far. 6th-ranked Villanova leads 8th-ranked Georgetown by 2. Villanova the 2-point lead, but Dick Vitale, Allen Iverson already with 6 points.
See, Alvin Williams turned his head in a rotation by Brown over a little bit too slow. Now they come back and give some help. He just makes a tough shot. Now watch him on defense right here. He's going to make like a cornerback. Look at him stepping in the lane. Hey, maybe he should be a defensive back. Maybe the Cowboys ought to call him and put prime time on the sideline.
I don't know. He's tops in the conference in steals. That'd be tops in interceptions, I guess. Basically, #1 in steals, #1 in points. And that field goal percentage, almost 51%, as we mentioned earlier, is second best.
4 steals. Wow. He's a member of my Men of Steel team, along with guys like Johnny Rhodes, Chris Garner from down in Memphis. You got to talk about Brevin Knight. I saw him yesterday. If you have to rate the top point guards in America, my top 3, I would go with Mr. Iverson, I would go with Mr. Brevin Knight, and Jock Vaughn.
Not a bad group. Brown, a double dribble.
He is really pumped up. He wants to contribute so badly, and he really has done well out of the gate. And he wants the challenge of trying to keep the ball away from Iverson. See how he's denying him the basketball? That's called denial. He says, Allen, I'm not letting you to touch the rock. You can't score if you don't have it.
Iverson gave him a little shove as they headed down court.
See, Allen's going to have to use screens now in their half-court game. Yard moving without the ball.
Trying to work the baseline. Meanwhile, Jerome Williams comes up short and underneath. Knocked away, blocked away, and then Cornegay fouls Jahidi White, who's got a chance for a 3-point play.
Jahidi White, good offensive rebound position. The space eater spreads real wide. Look at Brown right now in denial. He says, look, I'm going to play ball you man. I'm not going to let you touch the ball, Allen. Allen, you can't score. You can't be a superstar without the rock. He's chasing them all over. Let's get right in his jersey.
Short on the free throw. But we're tied at 10.
Cornegay, very physical player. He was the one guy that negated the great offensive rebounding ability of Antoine Jamison.
Wow, White and Lawson really banging down low, and another steal by Georgetown. They lead the Big East in that category, and Page has his second of the night.
Having a tough time getting the ball inside to Lawson. So far, Villanova has got it the way they want. They're making a 5-on-5. They really deny it, really working hard, keeping the ball away from Iverson.
Williams a good drive, but he didn't finish it. Cornegay the rebound, and the big fella shoved him.
2 themes that are really popping up here. #1 in a half-court game, Brown is working to keep the ball out of Iverson's hands. Now we're looking at Jahidi White inside with Lawson. Lawson trying to get around. They're going to double him up. As soon as he touches the ball inside, they dribble him. Boy, do they give help when they attack that ball. First theme is, in a half-court game, keep the ball out of Iverson's hands. And #2, the second theme is, let's play 5-on-5.
Kittles, Williams, Lawson, Cornegay, and Brown, the starting 5 on the floor for Villanova.
Villanova not getting enough touches for Mr. Kittles.
Williams, a 3.
Thinking shot because he knows Evers is not here. His normal role is to distribute the basketball. He has a ratio of about 2.3 to 1 in terms of assists to turnovers.
So Georgetown an opportunity to lead this trip.
Through the chart right now, offensive efficiency in a running game. We haven't seen any fast break opportunities yet by Georgetown.
Jumper by Iverson off the mark, but it's tipped in.
Georgetown really getting on the glass, really owning the boards. Good second effort.
Williams gets credit for that tip in. Georgetown in front by 2.
He's a big-time rebounder, glass eater. Averaged about 10 rebounds a game last year, about 8.7 this year. Jerome Williams.
Williams got a good look that time.
We talked about him on top of the show. We said he's going to think offense, and he doesn't disappoint Villanova. Right there, squares his body, shows he can shoot the long-range jump shot.
Alvin with 5 gives Nova the lead again by a point.
Williams and Kittles give great size in the backcourt.
Georgetown getting more shots. Villanova making them count more. And a push. Iverson showing the frustration on his face. He's sick of number 22. Howard Brown draped all over it.
I think a lot of people are going to be draping over him all year long with his reputation, his quickness. Do you think he makes a scouting report when a coach gives a scouting analysis? Eric Evers sitting the pine today. Doesn't like to be in that suit. He says, I don't want to be in this suit. I want to play some hoops.
His injury listed as a hip contusion suffered in the first half. About 4 minutes left in the first half against Pittsburgh. Went up for a rebound, got undercut, and landed right on his hip. And the x-rays were negative, but he didn't practice yesterday, and obviously is not in uniform tonight.
That was a 36-32 game at halftime. Blew him away in the second half.
White blocked by Lawson, and now Brown will run.
Nice look.
Leaves it for Celestin, and he missed inside.
Got to use the glass. You got to use the glass. The diaper dandy didn't put it on the board. Celestin had a big game against Pittsburgh. 10 points, 6 assists, 1 turnover.
Did likewise against West Virginia when Kittles was injured. So he's been the guy that's picked up the slack when there's been injuries on the Wildcats roster.
2-3 zone right now by Villanova.
Outside jumper for 3, and it's Joseph Tuomo.
Tuomo, a pure point guard, didn't play high school basketball last year, had a knee injury. His brother plays for Ryder. They got a great player down there. His brother's Raymond, but Charles Smith doesn't get much publicity.
Tuomo with the 3-pointers, giving Georgetown the lead again by a deuce.
They rotate Lawson up high, try to make him a passer, now slide him to the post.
Brown thought about a shot. Tuomo got in his face.
Celestin can shoot it, very quick with the basketball.
Kittle's not getting many touches. Carey has it now with 10 on the shot clock.
Very patient, though, not trying to force anything.
Now we're going to have to force a shot. Celestin. Shot clock violation. It was a good job by Nichols defensively to get a hand in his face.
Nichols can shoot the ball.
Here he comes on the drive. And a big collision inside as Cornegay worked for the rebound. And he's knocked down from behind by Yaya Ja.
I'll tell you, they go to their bench, Georgetown. They really are a very deep basketball team, playing a lot of people.
Hoyas by 2. Outside. Absolutely. Yo, Adrian! Rocky Balboa outside and a little bit of banging inside. This is body shots.
Look at these two going at it. You talk about 2 heavyweights. I mean, that's big time inside. Lawson and White. Now on the other end, there's Lawson, a little rejection. He says, thou shalt not enter thy lane. That's my lane.
Tops in the Big East in block shots, Jason Lawson.
Averaging about 6 rebounds a game. And you look at his minutes played, he gets 1 rebound for every about 4 minutes. And they feel he should do a little better than that. Really strong rebounders get 1 for every about 3 minutes.
Both White and Othello Harrington on the bench right now.
Wonder what Rodman gets. 1 every about minute and a half. How he could be left off the All-Star team is a joke. I mean, really, you can talk about his hair and all that. And we can't talk NBA. We got to talk basketball.
There we go. You almost took off on me.
There's that zone right now by Georgetown.
Kittles tried the entry pass, stolen away.
Good deflection.
Ja with the steal.
Ja stepped right in the passing lane.
3-pointer.
Got a shot they would like right there in their offense.
Harry Kittles has not handled it much offensively tonight.
Nice look.
Zephyr Penn on the baseline.
Got to make those open shots.
And picks up the loose rebound. 11 minutes left first half. Georgetown by a deuce. Brown for the lead. Got it.
He is really contributing. He is playing a special game off that bench as a starter today, replacing Evers.
16-15 Wildcats.
Working really hard defensively. Gets a bump there, but he's really working defensively.
He's having to stay with not only Allen Iverson, but now Damon Jackson with a nice crossover dribble to work the baseline.
Here's Brown now trying to beat him to the spot. Doesn't get there. Good call by the official. Jackson, good defensive player, has created some offense to his game as we watch nothing but nylon.
Page, Iverson, and Jackson in there now. It's a 3-guard offense for John Thompson. Iverson thought about it from about 25. Instead worked the baseline to Jackson. He leaves it underneath. Good look. 2 opportunities by the Hoyas underneath, and they didn't capitalize.
Hoyas really up on the glass, though. They're not boxing out Villanova, and that can come back to haunt them.
Lawson.
Picked up
almost walked.
Kittles. Not getting any good shots for Kittles. He hasn't had a good look at the basket.
Lawson double teamed. He walked with it. He almost walked before. That time he did.
Good defense by Georgetown. They're Big East leaders in so many categories. Watch the defense now on Lawson on the inside, trying to spread, trying to get good position. Yaya John. Now watch this. 3 people. He'll cut off his angle. A little frustration. Picked up his pivot foot. Walked.
They lead the Big East in steals and turnover margin, and you can see why with the defense they put on Villanova tonight, even though the Wildcats lead by 1.
And that's scoring. Also they lead, and that's created by their defense, which creates the turnover.
Iverson off the dribble. Use the glass again. He's going to go to the free throw line.
Try to get a little isolation for Iverson, a little one-on-one maneuver.
Lawson picks up the foul. That was actually sort of on Iverson's follow-through.
Hey, our bellman at the hotel, he said, hey, Iverson played with my cousin. Played with my cousin Tony Rutland, now playing for Wake Forest, who's a really solid guard, can shoot the ball. So we got to give him a little plug. He was so nice to us over at the hotel.
Rutland's had to take up the slack for Randolph Childress, of course, being in the pros now. Iverson. Allen's got 7.
He was a great quarterback, they say, in high school. He used to just sprint out, take that ball and roll out.
Take off.
Catch me, baby, catch me. Go to Bethel High School in Hampton, Virginia.
Second one rattled out, but there to pick it up. Underneath, so Vela, he walked with it.
Well, Vela took a little shuffle. Should have taken it right up quickly. Was anticipating the block shot by Lawson.
The Othello shuffle, I like that.
Yeah, the Othello shuffle right there. He had a big game against Syracuse. Plays so well against Syracuse. Look, a little bump. He tries to block him out, but a good reverse move by Harrington to get to the inside.
One too many pump fakes and walk with it, but here's another steal and then a foul to boot as Effie Penn trying to come down with it. Boubacar Au, the recipient of that foul.
You know, it's amazing. I saw the ratings today of the conferences just came out by the RPI. They had, you ready for this? I mean, I don't know computers. I don't understand computers. I can't comprehend them. They're too technical for me. But no way they can take all the computers they want. They're not telling me the Big East is the 6th best conference in America.
That's crazy.
Fold that computer up. That is wacky.
3 top 10 teams from the Big East. 3 top 8 teams, if you will. Connecticut on a 20-game winning streak, and then the 2 clubs we're looking at tonight.
Oh, look at this. Little shake and bake time, trying to do it by himself.
And drew a foul.
Said, can't get any shots. I'll just take the rock and I'll create my own shot. Hey, maybe we're going to have the Nestle Vital Index.
That could be good.
Yeah, we have our own computer. Look at Kittle.
We use number 2 yellow lead pencils.
Look at this. Little shaking. Gets fouled from behind. They had the ACC number 1. They had the Big East number 2. I mean, they had the Big Ten number 2. And they had the Big East number 6.
Eric Kittles, just 1 3-pointer so far tonight for the 6'5 senior.
Last 3 games he's been on fire. Look at his numbers from 3-point range.
You know, he has not done that well against Georgetown. His average against Georgetown is not very strong, and he missed both free throws.
Well, you and I did the game last year. We were visited by the president. Came down to see his alma mater.
Iverson almost threw it away. Another block by Lawson.
Lawson does a great job defensively on the inside.
Still a free ball. Celestin, and he's blocked.
Count it. Count it.
Boubacar Au really got up, but that one's goaltending.
Did a great job hustling, getting back, Boubacar. But this was all created by the block right here by Lawson. Keeps his feet on the ground, the left-hander.
4 block shots by Jason Lawson tonight so far. A long way to go. Harrington underneath. Othello's first basket.
Villanova getting hurt on the offensive boards. Harrington on the interior gets good position. Most great shot blockers are left-handed. Think about it. David Robinson. Bill Russell. Hey.
We got to look into why that is.
Well, right-handed shooters.
There you go.
Right-handed shooters.
Simple as that.
Simple as that.
I knew you'd have an answer. I just didn't think you could have it that quickly. 8:20 left in the half. We're tied. Brown got up in the air. Nice defensive job, and there's another steal. This one by Williams.
A tremendous rebounder. I often think that he should score a lot more. I see the box score sometimes with 4 points and 6, and it amazes me. He's so quick in transition.
Maybe you can experiment a little bit with him handling the ball out on top, and you see why. Because on that break, he did the dribble, and now it's Au doing the dribbling. Boubacar Au. Lawson got a piece of that one, too.
Bad shot right there by Au. Really took a bad shot. Look at the animated Steve Lapis on that sideline.
Timeout with 7 minutes and 50 seconds remaining in the half. The Hoyas lead Villanova by a deuce. Georgetown by 2 with 7:50 left in the first half.
We're going to watch Allen Iverson on the defensive end. Now look at this here. He creates this. He makes him change his shot. The little guy makes him change his shot, and then Williams steps in a passing lane with those long arms, takes it, scores. You can really count that score for Allen Iverson. We take a look at here, possessions, touches, and points. We can see only 7 points, Iverson, only 3 for Kittles. In terms of the number of touches, they've had quite a few. What's happening right now, they're not finalizing and scoring, so that means other people have to be involved. Other people now have to step up to support players because they are not getting the ball at the end of the possession. They're getting it early.
Also means that neither has an assist tonight because those 7 points and those 3 points are what they have, and they haven't helped any teammates get any either.
See, they get touches in the basketball early in the possession. Wow.
Celestin for 3.
I tell you, was that a long-range J? That's MCI time, baby. That's long distance, big time.
Celestin from the concession stand.
I like that.
21-20 Villanova.
As Villanova now sitting in his own 2-3.
Ball kicked by Kittles. Well, tomorrow night, Super Tuesday on ESPN tips off with Indiana, led by the Big Ten's leading scorer, Brian Evans, taking on the Golden Gophers of Minnesota. Then it's Arkansas against Mississippi State in the SEC from Starkville, a battle in the SEC West. And Dick Vitale makes his first trip to the Ville. We'll be in Starkville tomorrow night.
Yeah, you and I are going to be going down to Starkville tomorrow. I can't wait to get down there. Never been there.
Fella Harrington with a hook that doesn't go. Lawson kept that one out of there and clears it out to Celestin.
Celestin getting a lot of minutes now. Oh, nice entry by Williams. Nice entry.
Lawson wheels inside, and Yaya Ja got him with a body.
Alvin Williams, good-looking point guard, very heady, very intelligent. What I like about Villanova guards, they got a lot of size. Here's Williams at 6'5". There's the entry to the baseline side. Got to take that up strong, Jason. Got to take it up strong.
He tried to get it over to Zephy Penn on the baseline. Instead, he goes to the free throw line. Jason scoreless so far tonight. Still is.
Penn with a tip. Nobody blocks him out. Zephy Penn. Hey, Penn, Celestin, and Brown have really contributed.
23-20. Neither team's been out of range in this one. Villanova at 1 point led by 4 as Iverson walks with it.
Iverson walks. Lapis does a little dance. It's like a 1-2-2 zone right now.
Both teams putting the brakes on the leading scorer for these clubs.
Both clubs doing a great job defensively in transition, taking away any kind of open court game.
Kittles over Harrington.
Oh, he's an All-American. He's super scintillating, sensational. Kerry Kittles.
And a foul on Celestin.
Out of New Orleans. Come on, give me the rock. There's the great hands, the catch. So smooth, so silky smooth. Look at the rotation at the end. Nothing but nylon for Kerry.
Both field goals tonight for Kerry Kittles have been 3-pointers. And in the last 3 games, he's hit 64% of his shots outside the arc. That's strong.
14 for 22. That's shooting the rock, baby.
Here's a guy that can definitely shoot it. Iverson. But he comes up short. Harrington again with an offensive rebound on a missed free throw. Second time tonight he's done that, but Penn steals it from him.
Villanova doing a poor job blocking out on the free throw. That's elementary.
Williams, big dribble into traffic.
Alvin Williams says, I got to step it up. My buddy Eric Evers is on the sideline.
Biggest lead of the ball game is 7. And a push on Penn trying to stay with Iverson. Doesn't take Georgetown long to get the ball down court.
Every time Georgetown starts struggling offensively, you can count on Iverson trying to put it in his hands and making something happen.
As great a shooter as he is, he's a sub 70% free throw shooter. 68% coming in. He's only 3 for 5 tonight.
Interesting topic right now around America and certainly around the Washington, D.C. area. Will he be the first Georgetown star to leave early, or will he come back to school? Tell him what he told you and I before the game.
He says, I love college.
Came over to say hello, comes up empty on the free throw line. He said, I love college. And I'll tell you one thing, as I told him, is John Thompson on that sideline. Zephy Penn gets a great hand. John Thompson really has done a great job with what they call tough love, baby.
Yeah.
He said, tough love. I'll get you, I'll discipline you. You'll walk down the aisle, you stay with me 4 years, you'll get your diploma.
Well, of the guys that have stayed with him 4 years, 97% have graduated. That's not a bad stat. 6-point lead for Villanova.
Especially with that degree from Georgetown.
And Jahidi White with a foul from behind, trying to stay with the biggie. Rafael Biggis in there.
Biggis had some good games earlier this year. Was 5 for 5 against North Carolina in a big win out at the Maui Classic. Played big in a win over Miami on the road.
And a Stargard Poland, Rafael Biggis. And there's Howard Brown checking back in, and Celestin goes out. They've both done a nice job tonight. One as a starter and one off the bench.
You like to see your freshman players get better and better as the season progresses, and that's what Celestin is doing. Violation in the lane too quickly. He's starting to contribute positive minutes. John Celestin out of New Jersey. That zone right now, I think, becomes frustrating for Georgetown. It negates their great quickness and their up and down the floor ability. They play Alvin Williams at the point of it, and he sinks inside to give help with the big people.
And Biggis picks up the foul.
You made a point earlier about Georgetown kids that remain 4 years. Think about some of the great stars, Alonzo Mourning and Patrick Ewing. Hey, those guys are not starving. They're not starving at all. And they all stayed 4 years, and they had 4 great years, and just were young people. Dikembe Mutombo. They beat the Bulls yesterday. I couldn't believe somebody beat the Bulls. I was shocked.
The Bulls showed they were human.
Free throw line really coming up empty for Georgetown.
Boy, is it ever. They've missed 4 of their last 5 from the stripe. Cornegay all alone, didn't take the shot. Biggis back out to Cornegay right between his legs. Sloppy right now on the offensive end for Villanova.
Take a look at Georgetown in transition and their half-court game and their free throws. Only 4 transition opportunities. That's not the kind of basketball John Thompson would like to see. Any coach that possesses the kind of quickness of Allen Iverson, you'd like to get more transition opportunities.
Kittles. 3. And the rebound at Jerome Williams.
The one thing they're doing, they're keeping Kerry Kittles from getting into the gap. He likes to attack with dribble penetration, and they're not allowing it.
Yep, everything he's taken tonight's been about 17 feet and out, and Williams steps out of bounds.
We're making him shoot over the top of the defense. Big East tournament's going to be dynamite. The Garden will be rocking. I can't wait to be there for the semis and finals. That place will be special. Well, they missed Lawson. Should have had it quicker to long. Anytime you block that shot over the front of the rim, inevitably it's going to be called goaltending.
Second goaltending call against Georgetown tonight. That one against Yaya Ja.
There's Lawson now flashing without the ball. He was one of the Fab Five in high school when he played in Philadelphia when they had their little Fab Five. There's the block. Alvin Williams was part of that as well.
It's an 8-point lead. Excuse me, that 8-point lead, 29-21 at the 5-minute mark.
That zone is really bothering Georgetown. Oh, they get a loose ball and score inside.
Yaya Ja's first basket.
Yaya Ja with that left-hand jump hook in the lane.
Sets it back to 6.
Brad, I think if the game stays 5-on-5, it certainly favors Villanova.
Team of Williams, and Jerome Williams knocked it away from Alvin Williams. Comes up with a steal.
Alvin Williams got to move the ball a little bit more. He's playing with the basketball too much.
Maybe thinking too much offense, like you said. There's a turnover story.
That was so animated on that sideline. See, there's Williams up on top of the zone. And he'll sink inside, number 20.
Iverson, a rainbow.
Look for Georgetown to go to a half-court trap. Trying to take it to a trapping area.
There's the triple team on Cornegay. Kittle's trying to dribble through traffic. Iverson comes out of the fire with it.
Oh, no! Up and away. He's super, baby. He's a high riser. He's explosive.
And he just reset the single-season school record for steals and then took it the other way for the slam.
Can't allow him to get in the open court. What a special player, Allen Iverson. Here's Kerry Kittles. You're going to see the deflection, and the ball's going to pop loose, and it's off to the races, and forget about it. You're not going to catch this guy. Howard Brown has no chance here. The one-hand jam. If he would have missed that or bricked it, I would have liked to have seen him face Mr. Thompson.
As I mentioned, a new school record. He set it last year with 89, and he has broken it with his 90th steal of the season.
Georgetown usually likes to jump right after you in a pressure situation. There it is, 2-2-1. Is there a score?
Take that 8-point lead. Long to go down to 1, did it?
Well, they're so explosive. They're a great spurt team.
7-0, Georgetown run. Kittles crouches that with a triple.
Gary Kittles steps right into a gap on that wing. He was thinking shot before the ball ever came to him. He was anticipating. You got to be an anticipator. You can't be a reactor.
Iverson tries to answer on the other end, and he had it on line. Lawson and Williams get tangled up.
Teams that usually win anticipate. They're one step ahead. If you're reacting to a situation, you're usually behind.
Ja picks up his third foul.
Look at Jason talking to the officials. So that's okay, Mr. Ref. Mr. Zebra, I'll listen to you. He's trying to be a politician.
They call it the scowl when you look at Jason Lawson. I don't think he's that mean looking.
I know. I read that article today. And he said, I'm not mean. He got me away from the basketball floor. I'm just focused.
5 block shots already, and we have 23 minutes and 21 seconds left in this game. His career night in that category came against Georgetown last year. He stuffed 8 of them in one of the games last year.
Villanova has always had somebody step up with a positive performance when they've missed a player. Remember the ejection of Cornegay and also Lawson. They couldn't play against St. John's. Alvin Williams stepped up, was big for 20, and they won that game.
Jason got them both. 4 for Lawson. The lead goes back to 6 with 3:21 left first half.
State Farm presents the rules of the game.
Determining traveling at the end of a dribble is one of the most difficult calls for an official to make. In this play, the player picks up his dribble and moves to the basket. Is it traveling?
When young policyholders come to me, I look at them and think, boy, that was me 15 years ago. I remember very well how quickly things changed for Debbie and me. Marriage, children, our first house. It's exactly why State Farm's family insurance checkups are such a good idea. Your agent helps you put it all in perspective so you can make the right decisions. The way you were 5 years ago is not the way you are today. It's comforting to me when I can say to my policyholders, hey, I've been there.
State Farm is there.
If you said traveling, you were correct. Traveling occurs when a player picks up his pivot foot and puts it back to the floor before releasing the ball.
Rules of the Game has been brought to you by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
6-point Villanova lead with 3:21 left in the half. And the Delta Faucet halftime report. Chris Fowler, Clark Kellogg coming up. Patrick hosts Grant Hill and the Pistons. Virginia struggling. They're in action in the newest Hall of Famers. Coach Haskins not on that list. I can't quite believe that, but our congratulations to George Gervin and David Thompson and Gail Goodrich, Nancy Lieberman-Klein, George Yardley, and all the folks that made it into the Basketball Hall of Fame.
Well, they certainly all belong in here, everyone you mentioned, but a guy by the name of Don Haskins belongs in here. What an injustice. The only reason he's not in here is because he's not from the high visible area like the metropolitan New York area. He belongs in the Hall of Fame. And one thing, Don, you got to remember this. All your peers know you belong.
That's right.
That's satisfaction.
White couldn't get it inside. Cornegay comes out of the pile with it. And Iverson trying not to get tangled up with Brown, but he did.
Allen wearing those shoes. Those shoes look like shoes that are worn by a guy by the name of Michael the Magnificent.
Yeah, most of the Georgetown players have Michael's newest sensation on their feet there. John Thompson, 24 years, the head man, and 543 wins, a national title, and 3 other Final Fours to his credit.
One of the great teams of all time, that 1984 team. 85, we all remember that classic matchup as Brown misses the free throw. John came in with that great team led by Patrick Ewing and company, and they were beaten by a good Villanova team with Ed Pinckney and Rolly Massimino walked out of Lexington, Kentucky. The man of the hour.
They needed a perfect second half anyway, or maybe a perfect game, and they got it. 9 points for Brown. That's 3 times his average almost. And the lead back up to 7. White in close. And Cornegay, nice job defensively.
And Lawson does a little dance. He's proud of himself defensively. He's got that scowl on. Cornegay rotated over. He's got the ball. Look at him physically. Look at those arms. He was so physical on Antoine Jamison when he blew the heels out by 20. And the biggest crowd ever for basketball here, and that included the era when the Doc played here, Julius Erving. That shocked the biggest crowd in the history of Philadelphia.
Tell you what, in the second half, we'll get the official attendance tonight. We might break this thing tonight. Iverson with a half court 15 for Allen Iverson.
Wow, he simply amazes me. His athletic ability, so agile.
Kittles.
Georgetown has really played the zone well this year. Very active.
Carey on a cut. Rebound. Still loose.
Kittles call for a foul, reaching in. He says, wait a minute, I'm a star. This is my house. This belongs to me, Andre. He says, Mr. Patillo. Lapis says, how could he call it? He's an All-American. You're supposed to get breaks. He says, you're supposed to get a break. Carey, go tell him. Go show him the magazines. You're on the cover.
So we'll walk to the other end. Zahidi White will step up. Sophomore to St. Louis.
High school produces a lot of great players. They got 2 next year. The high school he went to, Catholic school in St. Louis, going to be in the ACC. Chris Carrawell going out to play for Duke. And a guy by the name of, remember this name, Lauren Woods, 7'1", signed with Wake Forest.
So they'll lose a big guy and gain a big guy, huh? More than likely. I guess we should put words in Tim Duncan's mouth.
Oh, you got Duncan. Don't count on that. I got a feeling Duncan's going to shock everybody and come back to school, a la John Wallace. He loves college.
Under 2 minutes in the half. 4-point Villanova lead. Georgetown scrapping, trying to come up with another steal. Kittle's baseline. And Jerome Williams pulls it off the other side.
The one thing Georgetown has done tonight, they have made Kerry Kittles a jump shooter as opposed to an attacker with the basketball.
He has really had to work just to get the shot away. Iverson thought about one from deep over Kittles. Instead, Nichols will take it.
He tried to set a screen for Nichols. He knows Nichols is a shooter. Allen went over and laid like a screen, almost an illegal screen, moving.
About 80 seconds left in the half. 35-31, Villanova.
Kittles trying to get a little more active, sliding and slashing into the open areas of the zone.
Brown open. Looked like Williams may have gotten a piece of that one. And on the other end, they try to go to Williams down low. And almost lost it.
Defensively, transition has been outstanding by Villanova.
Iverson.
Oh, that is incredible! Unbelievable, baby! Allen Iverson, that's supposed to be impossible!
17.
That shot was impossible! Incredible!
Smallest guy on the court with as good a move as we've seen all night.
What a reverse layup. That was Jordan-esque all the way. That was Ray Allen style.
2-point ball game. And we're down to 30 seconds in the half and 15 now on the shot clock. Well, we're going to have a whale of a second half. 5 on the shot clock.
It's going to come down probably to the last possession.
Lawson from the free throw line. Trying to tip it in his corner game. Ball comes free. Iverson hit a 40-footer the last time he played on Saturday. Doesn't need a 40-footer. Tip in by White.
Zahidi White really giving him positive minutes off the bench. The big fella gets down to court.
4 ties in the first half, including at halftime.
Take a look at Allen Iverson along the baseline. Nobody cuts him off. And then there's the reverse. He makes like Michael. Wow, what an incredible play.
35-35 at halftime from the Spectrum. Let's send it to Chris and Clark, guys.
Brad and Dick, thank you. I think the Hoyas had to feel pretty good tied at halftime. They expect to wear you down in the second half.
And they've got great spurt ability, and they're also able to get shots inside. Villanova has basically been a perimeter shooting team, and they haven't gotten a lot of good shots. That has to change if they want to win it.
ESPN's presentation of NCAA basketball is brought to you by Sprint Business. We help business do more business. And by Cadillac and your Cadillac dealers.
Halftime at the Spectrum in Philadelphia, where the Villanova Wildcats tied up with the Hoyas of Georgetown, 35 apiece. We welcome you back, everybody. Brad Nessler and Dick Vitale. Good first half, Dick. Good defense, really, as Both teams trying to slow down the other's top scorer, and Kerry Kittles and Allen Iverson. One's been successful, the other one hasn't been.
Both coaches have done a great job with their defensive game plan. As we watch Allen Iverson, he shows his magical ability, and I look at the quickness, the reverse layup, explosive. On the other side, Kerry Kittles became perimeter-oriented. He stayed on the perimeter, was thinking jump shot. John Thompson did a great job with his defense to keep him on the perimeter. We're going to watch Kerry Kittles again, showing he can shoot the jumper, but he has not been able to attack the defense.
Statistically, there's the numbers on those two, as Iverson has 17 points to lead all scores.
No assists. Either guy has not created opportunities for their teammates, and that normally doesn't happen, especially looking at Kerry Kittles right now and Allen. They have not been able to get into the defense and create opportunities.
Talk about assists that are strange. Georgetown has only 3 assists as a team.
The reason only 3, a lot of their plays are coming off offensive rebounds, Brad, and also off steals and one-on-one from the weak side where they clear out.
Trying to feed it inside to Cornegay, and there's another.
But that's part of their coaching plan. Clear it out, get the ball in Allen's hands, and that's a good philosophy. You got a guy with his talent. Why not bring him the basketball, let him go one-on-one?
Only 5 turnovers suffered by Georgetown in the first half to 12 for Villanova. Now, of course, 13.
Special defense right now. Box at 1. Brown's chasing Iverson all over the place, and the other 4 are playing the zone.
Ball comes loose to Brown. Trying to free up Kittles. He's got Boubacar Al on him.
Al really can get after you defensively. He's going to make Kittles try to stay on the perimeter.
Lawson from the free throw line.
They're going to get some shots for Lawson and Othella Harrington. Both guys are too good not to get touches.
There's Othella on the other end. Iverson.
Little jump hook on the way to the goal. Protects the basketball.
Wildcats bring it the other way. Moving up and down the court. Finally, we have a score.
He got hurt. Alvin Williams got hurt. They can't afford to lose him.
Left leg or left ankle.
He made a strong drive along that baseline, squared his body really well, fundamentally solid, very heady player. Now watch him right here square his body, so he protects the basketball and keeps it away from the defender.
Just landed funny, I think.
Yeah, he's okay. Seems all right. Walking nice and smooth. Doesn't look too good right there.
So the first basket of the second half belongs to Villanova.
See how he's picking up his scoring here. 9 points, 4 for 6, 1 assist.
And now we've had a balloon that's come on the court on the other end. Drifted harmlessly to the floor. So quick break in the action. And now Williams going to hobble over to Steve Lapis. And Celestin will take his spot in the lineup.
Get some quickness on the floor. Oh, see Williams, look at this. You see the right in the frame. Watch his left foot. See his left foot come down?
It hit Jerome Williams' ankle, and he turned it in. There you can see the pain in the left ankle and the reason why. Nice entry pass to Williams. He tried to get it to Harrington, and Othella couldn't handle it.
Somehow those two guys got to start putting some points on the board, Brad. Those two guys are too talented not to get involved offensively, Williams and Harrington.
Othella had 21 points and 11 rebounds in the first meeting between these two teams last year.
This Hoyer team and Villanova team certainly in the mix of about 7 teams with a chance to make a run for the Meadowlands in the Final Four.
Brown gave up an open jumper. Celestin goes down to corner.
Made the one extra pass right there. Cornegay's too big and strong. Got to catch that rock and go to the goal, Clark. I know when Clark was at Ohio State and he caught that ball from Ramsey, he took it right to the goal. I believe that was his name. Tell me if I'm right or wrong, Clark. Tell Fowler, he'll get it to me. Kelvin Ramsey.
Othella will sit, and Ja will come in for him. Kittles off the inbounds. That's more like it.
Cornegay had to go work for that one. The other one was too easy. He'd take advantage of it.
First 4 points of the half belong to the Wildcats.
He's a member of my old Marco Polo team, a traveler. He was at North Carolina State.
Iverson around a baseline pick, air ball off the backside. Williams trying to keep it alive and can't.
You know they're going to let him hear the chant, air ball. The one thing you want to do with Allen Iverson, you look at him and you say, if you're going to beat us with your jump shot. We don't want you to beat us going to the basket.
22nd timeout taken by John Thompson.
You know, John Thompson, what an unbelievable record. He's won a national title, 3 Final Fours, 14 consecutive NCAA tournaments, 7 times he's been voted Coach of the Year in different categories in the Big East. An amazing record, 24 years. Oh, we take a look right here. We've been charting them, primetime performers, possessions, touches, and points. You look at the points. The amazing thing there is when we say points, we want to touch. They create a point, whether it be with an assist or with a score. 17 for Iverson and 8 for Kittles are roll-off scores, nothing created with the pass. That means they're not creating offense for their teammates.
Kittles averaging about 3.5 assists a game, and Iverson 5.5 assists a game. Neither has one yet. Cornegay pulls up. He's feeling kind of bold as he hit his last shot. That one comes off, and Iverson on the run. Stolen away by Celestin.
Celestin very quick, very quick. A nice little layup. The diaper dandy strips the superstar.
Cornegay picks up the foul on the other end.
Another player that's been under wraps here, we haven't called his name. Victor Page.
That's right.
Victor Page has really been under control. Now look at Iverson. He doesn't know. Here comes Mr. Celestin. He bobbles that ball, see? He bobbled that ball. Celestin jumped right on it.
Celestin gets a big hand as he heads to the bench. Steve Lapis gives him a pat on the backside as Williams was checked back in.
Coaching staff really works so hard. Lapis, and he's got Paul Hewitt. They're in the recruiting wars right now. The question is, will they get Tim Thomas out of New Jersey, or will he play for Seton Hall, or will it be North Carolina or Kentucky?
Just when Dick mentions Victor Page being quiet, he gets that shot.
Yeah, he hurt us. Victor hurt us. Cornegay was wide open. He missed a little high-low entry.
Brown leads in. Kittles is alone on the baseline. They don't get it to him either.
You got to attack inside. You got to go inside. You got to make the defense react to the ball to the interior.
Iverson stripped it away from Lawson as he helped on a double team.
Brad, if you're doing a coaching clinic, the first concept you want in terms of attacking the zone is bring it to the interior and then utilize the interior either to score or find open people.
Villanova now with just 6 on the shot clock. Off the inbound, Kittles will take it up. Too strong. Lawson got it back and threw it away.
He hesitates. Oh, you're in trouble now. You're in trouble now, Villanova. You're in trouble now.
Good job by Brown to get back to make Williams earn it. He'll go to the free throw line.
Excellent call, Brad. He did a good job. 3-on-1. Makes him go to the free throw line. Hey, we're seeing 2 teams that are really playing well. Just thinking about it, tomorrow night when Mississippi State and Arkansas hook up, Nolan's got those young kids. I believe they've won about 6 in a row.
Yep. That'll be for supremacy in the SEC West. And, of course, in the thick of conference play, if Arkansas can win that, they start making some separation in their side of the division that maybe no one can make up.
Doesn't shock me that he's doing a solid job. The guy knows how to win. Tomorrow night, Arkansas, Mississippi State. How do we get to Starkville? We're going to get there on time.
We'll be there.
Wake-up call at 5 a.m. You better
no doubt about that.
You better wake me up.
Neither team has shot free throws worth a darn tonight. Page got the miss and buried it.
Victor Page now getting involved. 2 quick possessions, 2 quick scores by Victor.
They have to hustle. They get it to Brown.
They just harass you defensively, always coming after you.
Brown straight up with it. And cleared out of there by Jerome Williams. Ahead on the break.
That's when Georgetown's at its best. They're opening up the court now. They're starting to get up and down, creating some tempo.
Williams picks up his 3rd foul, and Damon Jackson will be stepping to the free throw line.
John was a heck of a player at Providence. Led him to the NIT championship under Joe Mulaney, a great coach in 1963. There's Georgetown. Possession, penetration, and then you go for points. The 3 Ps in the break.
And the freshman from Alexandria, Virginia, who has been a good scorer in transition, will have to get these from the free throw line, where tonight Georgetown has really struggled. They shot 46% from the line in the first half, and they're 0 for 3 in the second half.
Craig Escherich, the outstanding assistant to John for many a year, was telling me before the game they love this kid defensively, Jackson, because he can guard any one of 3 players, a point guard, a second guard, or a wing forward.
Finally, he breaks the ice with the free throw.
And here comes the pressure. Villanova's got to be careful that Georgetown doesn't start to get one of their transition games going where they create a lot of opportunities in transition.
Williams for 3.
Oh, he's been big. He has stepped up big tonight, Brad.
He's got a dozen. And Iverson diving, trying to save that ball. It's picked up by Kittles.
See if Kittles can make the play.
Williams might go up again. Nope, Kittles all along the baseline.
Oh, that's big, baby. They're rocking the house here. They're rocking the Doc's house. That's right. Dr. J's house is being rocked. House belongs to the Cats now. Get a TO, John Thompson. Get a TO, baby. They need a TO on the Hoya sideline.
He wants an official timeout, though, with 15:30 remaining in the ballgame. Dick Vitale was 41-40 20 seconds ago.
Well, 6 quick points by Villanova. Again, that three-point shot could break the game open. There's Alvin Williams stepping up, hitting a three with 8 Evers out of the lineup. And now you're going to see also, look at Mr. Williams coming after the loose ball, but Kittles pops on it, gives it up and runs to the three-point line. Look at him run, freeze it. Oh, he steps right to that three-point line, wants to rock right there. Smart player, runs right to the line, hits the three.
So the starting backcourt for Villanova with 2 3-pointers, and it's 47-41, and the turnover by Georgetown has it in Nova's hands.
That wasn't the charge timeout. John Thompson was due a timeout there, a TV timeout.
And now the crowd starting to get into it at the Spectrum.
Villanova's got to score here. You need to stop if you're Georgetown. Got to stop their momentum.
10 on the shot clock. Kittles double team. Cornegay inside. Nice hook pass to Lawson.
Oh, great execution. Tremendous execution. High, low. Cornegay to Lawson. He said, we'll take care of each other. The Bruce brothers on the interior.
8-point run by Villanova.
Now Georgetown. Here's where Iverson likes to take the game over for Georgetown. He knows. Look at the defense being done right now by Brown. He's denying the basketball. They're playing a boxing one.
Page with a jump stop and a turnover. Can Kittles run it down? He does. Turnovers the last 2 trips for Georgetown down court.
Playing that boxing one, keeping the ball out of Iverson's hand.
Williams for 3. It came out on it. Saved by Cornegay as he bounced it off Page.
This would be a big win for Villanova without Eric Evers. And if you're Georgetown, you got to take advantage of playing on the road. There's Eric Evers, worth about 15 points a game. Steve Lapis' club seems to find a way when they're missing a player with someone to step up. They've had several situations like that this year.
Celestin on the inbounds. Almost had it stolen away. Harrington does a nice job on Lawson. Now Cornegay down low is cut off. Kittles is open. And a foul after the shot on Williams. I think as he shoved to Omu.
I think they got to push on Lawson.
Williams.
You're right.
That should be 4 too, I think. And that kind of trouble Steve Lapis doesn't need.
Yeah, that is 4. He's going to the sideline. It puts a lot of pressure now on Celestin. I think what you'll see now is they'll put the ball in Kerry Kittle's hands a lot more. He'll rotate over and become like the point guard. You get experience with the basketball. See the
Ja almost walked with it.
They're playing man-to-man everywhere Iverson goes. Watch, they're going to chase Iverson.
Jackson missed a flyer and Kittles a rebound.
That's the advantage of a big guard. He can give you an extra rebounder.
Iverson tipped it away as Villanova tried a little transition of its own.
You look at the numbers between Williams and Kittles. Outstanding rebounders for guards. There are about 12 rebounds a game between both guys.
The last 3 minutes, it's been all Villanova. It was 41-40 3 minutes ago.
Both coaches making a lot of adjustments. Cornegay gets a hand. Very aggressive on the inside.
Yeah, he's done the muscle work. And now Georgetown in the zone.
2-3. Should be gaps on the wings to reverse the basketball.
Celestin a good 3-point shooter, as is Kittles.
Got to utilize the swing pass, the zigzag pass, over the top of the defense, skip pass.
There's the penetration. Now Celestin open.
Got it. Wide open because, again, Brad, Coach Nessler right on it. Penetration into a gap. Bring the ball to the wing. The wide open shot. Make it count. Now they go to a half-court trap.
And the lead's a dozen, the biggest of the night. And there's a walk on Tuomu.
See, I think if John Thompson, you need a timeout. You got to really settle him down right now. He's getting the timeout. That's why he'll be in the Hall of Fame. He understands the game.
It was 41-40 about 3 minutes and 10 seconds ago. Now it's 52-40.
So they're on an 11-zip run. We're going to watch Lawson trying to get a good post position. Corner game makes that good dump down. The high-low entry. They do an excellent job attacking the zone in the gap.
Big guys are not much offensively. Othello Harrington only 2 points. This is a guy that had 21 in one game last year and 12 in the other.
I'll tell you the two numbers that stand out, though. 5 blocks by Lawson, none by Harrington, and 3 assists by Lawson, none by Harrington. That means that Othello is not involved offensively at all.
52-40 with 13:09 remaining. 6th-ranked Villanova on the verge of splitting this one wide open against the 8th-ranked Hoyas of Georgetown.
See, they're going to let Kerry Kittles handle the basketball right now. Play the point with Williams on the sideline. Trying to take some pressure off the freshman Celestin.
Nichols working defensively now against Kittles. Entry pass stolen away.
Georgetown's got to push it up the floor, try and create some numbers. If not, they got to get Othello involved. He's too talented not to get the basketball.
Page on the baseline, missed the jumper.
They don't even look inside to him, Brad. They got to get the ball into the big guy. He's running, getting position.
Kittles kicks it out. Brown missed a triple. And Lawson and Harrington battled for the rebound. Othello wins that one.
If you don't have the opportunity in the numbers, you got to involve the big fella.
Celestin levels Iverson.
Villanova's so well prepared in transition defensively. A lot of clubs don't understand really how important that area of the game is.
Georgetown only 2 for 7 this half field goals.
I saw a great team potentially yesterday, California, but the problem is they don't play on the defensive end consistently.
Oh, they finally get it to Harrington, and Zappy Penn tied him up.
About time they made him touch the basketball. The point I'm making about California, the reason they're up and down, they got a lot of great athletes and a lot of ability. And Sharif super. There's Othello flashing to the ball, gets fouled. But they have to play. They have to play on the defensive end. They got to jump ball in.
And they got a steal on the inbound. So much for the possession error. So the Villanova defense twice there, once forcing the hell ball, and then the steal on the inbound. We've played 8 minutes this half. Georgetown has 2 field goals. Trouble on the baseline for Lawson. Tangled up with Al and Harrington.
He has a tendency to bring the ball down, and he neutralizes his great size, Lawson. You look at all the great teams, Brad, and you talk about Massachusetts, what guts and heart they have. They do it on the defensive end. Kentucky creates opportunities defensively. Kansas. And California, when they start, they're very young, Todd Bozeman's club, and Sharif is the real deal. I can flat out tell you, he is for real. A pleasure to see and a great young guy. Sharif Abdul-Rahim.
Under 10 on the shot clock.
See Kittles handling the rock.
Looking for a pick. Now running out of time. Cast one up there, and it goes.
He gets the touch. That's an All-American's touch. See the defense recover. Look at the defense get back and not allow Iverson to get numbers.
14-point lead underneath, an easy one for Boubacar Al, only his 2nd field goal and only the 3rd field goal of the half for Georgetown.
Sloppy right there. Georgetown did a great job in that last possession, getting the ball to the inside to Al.
11:14 left. A 20-second timeout gives us a chance to remind you next Monday night at 8, the 4th annual ESPY Awards, live from Radio City Music Hall with host Tony Danza. 34 categories of the best sports performances, including 10 Fans' Choice categories, with a special performance by Hootie and the Blowfish, the ESPYs, next Monday night at 8, right here on ESPN. And I'm still in search of, apparently, the U.S. Postal Service again has lost my invitation. I don't know. But that apparently is the problem. Kittles through traffic, and that's when things are going well for you.
There's the little bounce coming his way. You really want to go out to the ESPYs, huh? See Tony Danza, get his autograph, get his picture. I want to get an autograph with him.
Hootie and the Blowfish are my guys.
Hootie and them are great.
You tell them all I said hi.
I will. I went to this concert to see them in person up in Tampa. See now, right now, look at the defense being done by Brown. He's not going to let Iverson touch the basketball, number 22. He's in denial, and the other 4 are playing the zone. They're playing a box and 1. Box and 1. See how he's being chased? Brown is chasing him everywhere. Right now, the other players are going to have to contribute.
Well, Williams adds a problem to the missed shot. He fouls Kittles.
See what happens here. Look at Brown. See, he's chasing out. He said, Allen, I'm going to be with you. I'm going to go to dinner with you. I'm going to go out with you. You want to go to the bathroom? I'm going to go with you, Allen. I'm going everywhere. Look, Allen, I'm going to chase you. I'm going to be in your face, Allen. Allen says, get him away from me, please.
Get him out of my stall.
You know what happens there? Everybody else has to start to contribute.
Kittles being harassed by a double team, and now Williams fouls Cornegay from behind. So Jerome Williams picks up 2 quick ones.
This Villanova team is getting better and better, and the reason they're starting to get positive play from some other people who they did not practice, people like Celestine.
Godwin Owinji for the first time tonight will check in.
Steve Lapis and his staff doing a great job recruiting as well. They got some good kids coming in. Malik Allen.
Gonna have to hurry. Celestine got the pass to Kittles.
Ryan Lynch from CBA, Christian Brothers Academy.
Celestine, that 3 comes out. Boubacar Au with a rebound, and Au will bring it up court himself. All alone is Nichols.
His reputation is that he can shoot the 3 coming out of Louisiana.
54-42, and we are at the midway point of the second half.
So far, Villanova negating the Georgetown defense by not allowing them to get the easy opportunities off steals.
Dick mentioned the close first half that Villanova had with Pittsburgh on Saturday. Then they went on a 51-point second half tear. And they're not going to get that many in this half against Georgetown, but they are doing a number right now.
Nice penetration right there by Kerry Kittles. He's going to make a heck of an NBA player. The transition game, the man-to-man defense, all made to order for his style of play.
Othella Harrington comes to the scorer's table. He'll come back in.
He's got a little Pippinesque in his game.
Pippinesque, I like that.
Yeah, a little Pippinesque. There's the drop off. And it's so beautiful to see him stay 4 years and walk down the aisle, get that diploma. John Wallace the same, up at Syracuse.
Cornegay has just 2 points in the ball game. Junior out of Dudley, North Carolina.
But he's done a solid job. He's really done a heck of a job on the interior, because you better be physical to negate that Georgetown front court attacking the glass, and he has done that.
Yeah, his weightlifting has showed up tonight. Now with another rebound. So 2 missed free throws. That opens things up for Georgetown. Iverson.
That's downtown, baby.
His first field goal of the half. 20 points for the game.
Allen the King lets it fly downtown.
With him around, Georgetown will never be out of this thing.
Oh, he can quickly put him.
Kittles will try to answer, and he does.
He said, hey, anything you can do, Allen, I can do better. And this is my house, Allen.
Here it comes the other way. Didn't get the roll. The follow by Au, still no good. Celestine will be fouled. That was fun to watch.
It was. Kerry Kittles, though, answers the jumper by Iverson. What a run for Player of the Year in this conference. I really believe it's got to go to the winner. Whoever wins the conference. If Connecticut stays up on top and wins, that trophy's got to go to Ray Allen. To the victor goes the spoils, they say.
UConn has won 20 straight ball games.
Amazing. Think about their record over the last 3 years in the Big East. 16-2 the last 2 years of winning the regular season, and this year they have not lost in the conference.
These 2 teams both come in 9-2 in the conference into this one. One ranked 6th in the country, one ranked 8th.
They've stayed there all year up in the top 10.
Lawson ran into some traffic and lost the ball. Au. Kittles got him, and they didn't call a foul, but they do call a foul as he wheeled to the basket.
Nice catch by Au.
Now, how you can say, with your computer or without, that when you take a look at UConn number 4, Georgetown number 8, and Villanova in between at number 6, and that the Big East is not one of the best conferences in the country. Something I missed, I guess.
Well, I think the basic problem is that in the Big East you play so many league games and you beat each other.
Right.
Whereas in some conferences you don't play as many games and therefore you load up with some wins out of conference. And that affects that computer. Well, forget the computer. I don't care about the computer.
It's missing a chip or two, I think.
It really is. But what a gutting win yesterday by John Calipari's team. As you look at John Thompson, Xavier played them so tough, had that game won, but you couldn't tell it to those gutty kids. And Mullins Center is one special place, and Calipari's done one heck of a job. He's a Frank Lloyd Wright, an architect, a builder.
11-point lead, Villanova, as we're at 8:45 left. Brad Nessler and Dick Vitale in our Big Monday Big East game.
Look at him handle the rock. See, he went over to that point guard slot. He handled it. Now he says, okay, Celestin, I want to rest a little bit. You handle it.
Don't forget Oklahoma State. Oklahoma follows us. Nice move on the baseline by Celestin.
I'll tell you, that freshman has arrived. He's no longer a freshman. He's growing up. Had some positive press in the paper today with his performance against Pittsburgh.
He's got a career-high dozen.
They're rattled right now. They're having a tough time.
Uh-oh, and now Allen Lawson, and Lawson's got to back up,
Lawson better
or
back
it's his
away.
season.
Yes, sir. Lawson better back away. Can't be involved in a fight.
And I give him credit. He did. He backpedaled.
He was ejected against Bradley, and the rule is, first time you're ejected, you miss one game. Second time, you're done for the season.
Al was the man on the attack there. I don't know what happened down low, but Boubacar Al came out of there like he was shot out of a cannon, and all Lawson did was backpedal to get out of the way.
John Thompson very calm right there on the sideline. Steve's got to calm down. Lapis. You don't want to lose a great performance here by his club with 8 minutes on the clock, up 13. Go back to the sideline, Steve. Settle down. Let the officials handle it.
Now let's take a look at what transpired. Lawson did get a foul, and now you see Al coming and in his face. And all Lawson could do is try to get him out of his face and back up. Because remember, Jason Lawson and Chuck Cornegay got in a fight in the Bradley game. They missed the ensuing St. John's game. And, of course, if you're kicked out for fighting twice in a year, that's the end of the season.
Boubacar Al had no right to turn around and come after him. That foul happens in basketball all the time. No way in the world should he have turned and come and attacked him. I'll take a look right here. He reaches from behind. He goes after the ball, makes contact. And now here it is. He hits him on the shoulder. Look at Lawson. He's walking away. And here comes Al. You don't want to fight with him, Boubacar. He's too big, number one. But number two, he showed a lot of poise there, not throwing any punches back. Yep. Jason.
I give Jason Lawson a lot of credit there for doing a rope-a-dope.
There's Paul Hewitt talking to him. John controlled his team on the sideline. Called a double technical on both guys. I personally think that Jason...
I don't buy that.
I don't buy it easy. I don't buy the call on Jason for a technical. But if you're Villanova, you're certainly happy the official didn't get the quick trigger and send him to the sideline for fighting.
Yep.
That would have been a disaster. Think about it. They would have lost him for the entire year. And no way in the world should that be a double technical. But you made your point, Steve. You're not going to win it now. Go to the sideline, settle your club down, and have them worry about winning a basketball game.
Andre Patilla, our referee, goes over to do the calming, soothing job on Steve Lapis, if it's possible. So double technicals have been called.
Now take a look at here. Here goes Boubacar. There's the reach over the back. He makes contact. But now Boubacar turns, and he comes after Lawson. He feels Lawson gave him a cheap shot. Lawson has done nothing but backed away. He's backing away. He's backing away. No way in the world this kid should have been hit with a technical foul.
No, I don't think so either. So, of course, that counts as a personal foul as well, and that means that Lawson has 2.
That's pure and simple being political. That's pure and simple trying to keep both sides happy and not making the right call.
I don't know if it makes both sides happy, because if I was Steve Lapis, I'd be complaining too.
Well, he is complaining, but the refs initially thinking they're making both sides happy.
You see some other scores, and don't forget you can get scores at 10:30 and 50 past each hour. Here on ESPN, our score, by the way, almost lost in all of this, is 59-46.
And I believe alternate possession takes place after the free throws. Georgetown gets the basketball. I promised today to tell you I don't like the alternate possession rule.
Yeah.
I was with Hank Nichols this afternoon. He stopped by my sound-alike contest and the executive director of the rules, and he said, please, please don't scream about that. He said, the coaches won't vote for a change. I said, why not? You polled the coaches. They'd rather have the officials throw it up. And you know what I'd like to see them do if they throw it up? Throw it up the last 5 minutes of a game, and every time you have the jump ball, do it at midcourt and make the coaches have to coach.
Kerry Kittles missed the free throw. And one more. Kerry, a 73% free throw shooter, and he's 0 for 3 tonight. 0 for 4 tonight.
He's Brick City on that free throw line. Look at Bubakar sitting on the sideline. John very wisely takes him out of the game, makes him sit down for a moment. Bring him back in. He'll sit down, come back in, and ready to play.
On the other end, Othello Harrington with only his 3rd point of the night.
They got to get him some strokes. He's got too good a touch. All-American high school player out of Mura High School. Played with the guy we'll see tomorrow, Jesse Pate of Arkansas. He played with Ronnie Henderson, the scoring whiz from down at LSU. They won 2 state championships back-to-back. Lost in a big matchup against Eric Dampier's high school team when they put 4A against 5A in Mississippi.
Just over 8 minutes left. Kicked out by Kittles.
What do you say, partner? Should he have had a technical loss?
No.
Absolutely not. Let's referee. Can I put the striped shirts on?
I usually don't do that, but that one
I don't either.
For.
I try never to referee.
It's a hard enough job without us making it worse. 59-48.
They're chasing Iverson now with Seppi Penn, a fresh guy.
Harrington up strong. That Page has it rejected by Lawson, but there's a foul underneath.
What they're doing right now defensively, they are taking Allen Iverson out of the game. They are playing him man-to-man everywhere he goes, and unfortunately, they can't get him the basketball. They got to lay some screens, try to get him the basketball, because you got to have him involved as well.
Victor Page, his 4 points have come in this half. And off the glass. I don't know if he called that or not, but we'll give it to him.
They'll take it any way they can get it on that free throw line.
Well, they've got it down to 10, and this free throw can put it into a single-digit situation with 7:48 left.
You got a lot of time. That's an eternity in basketball, and especially against Georgetown.
And Kittles lost it out of bounds. So the lead is 10. But it'll be Georgetown ball when we come back with 7:47 to play.
Athletics would like to thank its corporate partners, Bob Stores.
Villanova by 10.
Hey, Brad, take a look at number 3. See the arrow? See number 33 in white? He's shadowing. He's going everywhere he goes. The other 4 are playing a 2-and-2, playing like a box. The 4, if I had a telestrated, I'd draw it for you here. They're playing a box and 1. They're chasing Mr. Iverson to take him out of the game and let the other people handle the basketball.
Zeffie Penn is staring him straight in the eye, but you better watch his midsection, not his eyes.
Yeah,
he's doing a good job, though.
The midsection tells you where you're going to go. I can see you were coach. You were coach that, huh?
So one spot you can't move is your navel.
You never saw my
Unless you're
navel.
a belly dancer.
Well, my navel can move. Look at Zeffie Penn. He's right in his face. I mean, he is in his face.
Iverson's got to run this one down, and Penn now is going to have to trail him. Let's see if Iverson pulls up and takes one. He'll drive. And a foul before he got airborne.
They call a little bump. In the NBA, that would have been a violation backcourt. In college, it's not. You can throw it back behind your midcourt line. I feel a little run coming on by Georgetown. I feel a little spurt coming on.
Penn picked up the foul. Iverson tonight's touched it 45 times in the first half.
All those points were created by his own scores. Didn't lead to any scores for anyone else, though. Villanova's done a great job containing him. You're never going to stop him from scoring.
There's Alvin Williams on that bad ankle, and Zeffie Penn, who was trying to stay with Iverson. Iverson, 21 points so far in the ball game.
For them to win, they've got to get Alvin Williams back on his floor, at least at the 5-minute mark. He's got 4 fouls. They're going to need his experience at that point guard slot.
22 for Iverson, and I think for them to win, he might need 32. We'll find out. 7:32 right now left in the ball game, and it's 59-51. Kittles. Nice dish out to Celestin.
I'll tell you, nothing like somebody that breaks the defense down by creating penetration. He's going too fast for even himself, Iverson.
Timeout taken as Damon Jackson had no place else to go with it. Double team. Got a timeout called with 7 minutes and 14 seconds remaining.
What a nice play by Kerry Kittles. Here's the All-American attacking the defense, kicking it out. Count it, baby.
Stillwater is only 86 miles from Norman, and it's bedlam when the Cowboys and Sooners get together. Oklahoma University's Ryan Minor leads the Big Eight in scoring, and his smooth stroke has been heating up lately. However, the Cowboys' guns are loaded. It's Oklahoma State and Oklahoma next.
All right, Ron, here in the Big East, a 10-point advantage Villanova with 7:14 left, 61-51.
Watch Brown now. He's all over Iverson. He's chasing him. Now he's got to run him into a screen. Got to curl and get some screens.
He's going to work the baseline. Goes high up the glass. And Cornegay the rebound, and then Iverson fouled it. The dollar rent-a-car storyline looks like this. Georgetown struggling in the second half shooting. Iverson only 5 points this half. And Villanova has done the job in the second half, courtesy of Alvin Williams, Kerry Kittles, and John Celestin, who has tied his career high tonight off the bench with 14 points. And Dick said 2 hours ago when we started this thing, Celestin's going to have to come to the forefront, and he has. Here he is. And there he is. Cornegay fouled underneath.
Villanova really very sharp, precise with their ball movement, making an extra pass, always looking for the open man, so unselfish, very team-oriented.
Ja Ja picks up his 4th foul. And Chuck Cornegay will go to the free throw line.
Cornegay started his career at North Carolina State. What a win. What a win for Wes Robinson. Big-time win over North Carolina. Hey, North Carolina, 17 down, they come back. 18 down, they come back.
They love to get in a hole, don't they?
19, they won't coming back. Todd Fuller would allow it.
Cornegay hits the free throw.
Todd Fuller made my top 15 I picked. I had my second club. I had Knight, I had Nash, Lorenzen Wright, Wallace, and Van Horn from out of Utah. Third club, I went with Vaughn, Delk, Fuller, Fortune, and Miners. Count that, baby. Lawson.
Back to a 13-point Villanova lead.
This place rocking.
Now, Georgetown needs Iverson more than ever. Page in the lane. Altered his shot underneath. Lawson fouls Williams.
I'll tell you, Lawson making life tough in that 3-second area defensively as well. Offensively, watch him on the inside. He and Harrington battling. Look at him get to the inside on Harrington. Look at the great hands to catch the jam. Count it. And he looks set at the crowd. He says, look at me. I'm a super.
Team foul 10. Team foul 10.
He was one of the Fab Five in high school. Mark Jackson, who plays for Temple, was part of that group. Rasheed Wallace, Alvin Williams.
Jerome Williams well under his average tonight. 5 points. It's halfway to what he normally had.
Jerome excellent in transition, but the transition not there today because of the tremendous defense being done. The 5th guy in that group was Tyrone Weeks, who played as well from out of Mass.
Free throws have really abandoned Georgetown tonight. That has been part of their problem. Celestin coast to coast.
Oh, he's making like a young Kerry Kittles. Hey, a star is being blocked.
Jackson will try to do the same, and it came out on him. It was halfway down in the hoop. And Lawson was just called for a foul. That's 4.
4-0. Jason Lawson. John Celestin, is he stepping up or what?
Career high for John Celestin. 16 points tonight.
And he's been doing it. He's been doing it lately. He's been playing really well. Lawson goes out. He's played really well defensively. Lawson, very active. Look at number 13. No bad luck for this guy. Takes the ball coast to coast. A little finger roll. Count it.
Freshman out of Piscataway, New Jersey, who only averaged 19 points a game. Well, that's good, but as a senior, 19 points a game. And he's maybe going to end up with that tonight in this key Big East matchup.
Piscataway's only about 5 minutes away from Rutgers University. How did they allow him to get away, Bob Wenzel?
That's what you call taking your season average and dumping it in the closest receptacle.
And that's also an example of taking advantage of an opportunity to play when somebody goes to the sideline.
You think he won't play more for Steve Lapis now? You're crazy.
We wouldn't have Wally Pipp, would we? Derek and Wally Pipp. No Wally Pipp. Eric Eber's not going to be Wally Pipp.
12-point game with just over 6 minutes to play. Georgetown needs their defense to step up big and put a run together on offense, and this one's all over.
Managing the clock, looking for the high percentage shot.
Pack it into Cornegay. He wheels on the baseline. Fades, and Penn followed it in.
Zeffie Penn, Celestin, and Brown have really stepped it up for Villanova, giving them positive contributions. That's great when your 5th, 6th, and 7th options contribute.
And Penn just came up with a steal on the defensive end.
Look at Celestin. He's got that cocky way now, that confident way with the rock. He's even signaling. Look at the crowd loves it. They're standing up. They're standing up and cheering. That's jubilation in the city of brotherly love.
Third largest crowd in Spectrum history on its feet. 18,433 on hand tonight.
They are the hot ticket in the city, baby, not the Sixers. It belongs to the Cats of Villanova.
Kittles with 3 on the shot clock. Rebound comes off to Baxter. And Damon pushes it up to Williams on the fly. Can't finish it. Kittles a rebound.
What an extra rebounder like Kittles does for your club is so special. I like Jackson, though. Jackson's got a lot of potential for Georgetown. Very active.
Now we're under 5 minutes.
So smooth with the basketball. Look how smooth, protects it.
They're going to use clock as they did last time. They took their shot with 3 seconds. Now we're down to 10 on the shot clock again.
Playing very intelligently. Spacing, excellent spacing. Trying to force the double team.
And the foul is on Boubacar Ao, and that's 4 on him.
Brad, some people are probably wondering why the officials will not utilize the monitor to determine what happened in that sequence in terms of the fighting situation. They declared it a non-fight.
Right.
That's why the monitor can be utilized to declare who participated in a fight or for a scoring or timing error. But in that situation, the officials didn't feel there was a fight, that it was unsportsmanlike conduct by both sides.
A lot like the Mike Tyson comeback so far. There hasn't been a fight yet.
Exactly. It's been Cupcake City.
They declared it a non-fight every time he's been out. Celestin, already a career night. And John just keeps adding to it.
I'll tell you, he's a good-looking player. He really looks like he's going to be a special player as time goes on here at Villanova. And here's Eric Ebers, letting his back really heal, had that big fall.
Ebers' hip's going to get better in a hurry if Celestin keeps playing like this.
I don't think he get better.
16-point Villanova lead. That's the biggest advantage of the night.
They're still chasing Allen. He can't get an open shot, the poor kid. That defense chasing him. Great job in the game plan defensively. Playing that box and one.
Kittles 16 points, 4 rebounds, and a couple big ones have come the last 2 trips down court.
Look at Celestin. He's trying to make like Kittle spin, whirl.
And he's fouled by Page. This is what you call getting some support from, first of all, Brown, who filled in for Ebers as a starter, but more importantly, Celestin off the bench. There's Brown. Celestin with 18, and Zeffie Penn's done a great job on defense to go with his 4 points.
That's 31 points, and the 3 guys together only averaging about 10. This guy could stroke that 3. They need Eric Ebers. Believe me, if they're going to make a run for a trip down to the Meadowlands, New Jersey, and East Rutherford. You know, you think about that Eastern Regional, that's really interesting how this finishes out with Connecticut, Massachusetts, Villanova. Because you think about the fact that Kentucky cannot play in the Southeast because they're hosting the regional. They cannot play in the West Kentucky as they come up with the ball because the games are the same day in the West as they are in the Southeast regional. And you can't play if your team is hosting. So Kentucky looks like they're going to the Midwest.
Right now, Villanova hosting and in command, up 17. Cornegay wide open. Rebound comes off the backside to Omo. Page on the drive. And he's fouled.
Well, the clinic here, and we talked about it on top of the show, it's no secret. If you want to beat Georgetown, you better play them 5-on-5. But that's easier said than done to make them play you 5-on-5. Number one. And number two, you better offset their super strength, their defensive pressure. And tonight, Villanova's been able to do both and solve that part of the Georgetown game. But not many people have solved it.
Don't forget, we're going to the Big 8 next. Cowboys and the Sooners will have at it.
Ryan Miner seems like he's heating it up now.
Averaging over 20 a game is Miner.
Like my third-team All-American team, Jock Vaughn, Tony Delk, Todd Fuller, Danny Fortson, and Miner is my small forward.
Not bad.
My second-team All-American, Revan Knight, Steve Nash, Lorenzen Wright in the post. I go with John Wallace as my power forward, and Keith Van Horn as my small forward. My first five, I don't even have to mention, but I will. Tamby, Duncan, Kittles, Allen, and Iverson. That's called filler material, baby. Filler material.
I don't even have to mention it, but I will. Huh? That's good.
That is the fifth personal foul. The fifth personal foul for Georgetown, number 14, Yaya Jaw.
I'll tell you, Othello's a beautiful kid. He came over to you and I before the game. So friendly, warm, and I know it's got to be frustrating for him when he looks at the numbers, but he was going through a nice streak where he had 5 double-figured games in a row until the last one when he had 9. He's getting more touches, and I really think he's made a big adjustment in his game, and John Thompson has said that, knowing that he's had to play with the quickness of Allen Iverson.
The foul is on John. That's his 5th, and I think there's going to be a timeout. Georgetown trying to take a timeout.
Oh, here comes the overrated chance. You don't want to get too cocky now. You don't want to get too cocky now.
And we are going to have, I guess, a timeout. A little discussion about that.
A little chant going on. Overrated. You don't want to rub it in. Take a look at the PTPers tonight. 69 possessions and 65 touches for Iverson. It's led to 24 points. And then we look down here with Kittles. What has happened here, though, the difference, both guys have not accounted for a lot of points other than what they've scored, but other people have stepped up, especially for Villanova.
16-point Villanova lead. Villanova by 10.
Hey, Brad, take a look at number 3. See the arrow? See number 33 in white? He's shadowing. He's going everywhere he goes. The other 4 are playing a 2-and-2, playing like a box. The 4, if I had to illustrate it, I'd draw it for you here. They're playing a box and 1. They're chasing Mr. Iverson to take him out of the game and let the other people handle the basketball.
Zeffie Penn is staring him straight in the eye, but you better watch his midsection, not his eyes.
Yeah,
he's doing a good job, though.
The midsection tells you where you're going to go. I can see you were coach. You were coach for that, huh?
So one spot you can't move is your navel.
You never saw my
Unless you're
navel.
a belly dancer.
Well, my navel can move. Look at Zeffie Penn. He's right in his face. I mean, he is in his face.
He's got to run this one down, and Penn now is going to have to trail him. Let's see if Iverson pulls up and takes one. He'll drive. And a foul before he got airborne.
They call a little bump. In the NBA, that would have been a violation backcourt. In college, it's not. You can throw it back behind your midcourt line. I feel a little run coming on by Georgetown. I feel a little spurt coming on.
Penn picked up the foul. Iverson tonight's touched it 45 times in the first half.
All those points were created by his own scores. Didn't lead to any scores for anyone else, though. Villanova's done a great job containing him. You're never going to stop him from scoring.
There's Alvin Williams on that bad ankle, and Zeffie Penn, who was trying to stay with Iverson. Iverson, 21 points so far in the ball game.
For them to win, they got to get Alvin Williams back on his floor, at least at the 5-minute mark. He's got 4 fouls. They're going to need his experience at that point guard slot.
22 for Iverson, and I think for them to win, he might need 32. We'll find out. 7:32 right now left in the ball game, and it's 59-51. Kittles, nice dish out to Celestine.
I'll tell you, nothing like somebody that breaks the defense down by creating penetration. He's going too fast for even himself, Iverson.
Timeout taken as Damon Jackson had no place else to go with it. Double team. Got a timeout called with 7 minutes and 14 seconds remaining.
What a nice play by Kerry Kittles. Here's the All-American attacking the defense, kicking it out. Count it, baby.
All right, Ron, here in the Big East, a 10-point advantage Villanova with 7:14 left, 61-51.
Watch Brown now. He's all over Iverson. He's chasing him. Now he's got to run him into a screen. Got to curl and get some screens.
He's going to work the baseline, goes high up the glass. And Cornegay the rebound, and then Iverson fouled it. The dollar rent-a-car storyline looks like this. Georgetown struggling in the second half shooting. Iverson only 5 points this half. And Villanova has done the job in the second half, courtesy of Alvin Williams, Kerry Kittles, and John Celestin, who has tied his career high tonight off the bench with 14 points. And Dick said 2 hours ago when we started this thing, Celestin's going to have to come to the forefront, and he has. Here he is. And there he is. Cornegay fouled underneath.
Villanova really very sharp, precise with their ball movement. Making an extra pass, always looking for the open man. So unselfish, very team-oriented.
Ja Ja picks up his 4th foul. And Chuck Cornegay will go to the free throw line.
Cornegay started his career at North Carolina State. What a win. What a win for Les Robinson. Big time win over North Carolina. Hey, North Carolina, 17 down, they come back. 18 down, they come back.
They love to get in a hole, don't they?
19, they weren't coming back. Todd Fuller would allow it.
Cornegay hits the free throw.
Todd Fuller made my top 15 I picked. I had my second club. I had Knight, I had Nash, Lorenzen Wright, Wallace, and Van Horn from out of Utah. Third club, I went with Vaughn, Delk, Fuller, Fortune, and Miners. Count that, baby. Lawson.
Back to a 13-point Villanova lead.
This place rocking.
Now, Georgetown needs Iverson more than ever. Page in the lane. Altered his shot underneath. Lawson fouls Williams.
I'll tell you, Lawson making life tough in that 3-second area defensively as well. Offensively, watch him on the inside. He and Harrington battling. Look at him get to the inside on Harrington. Look at the great hands, the catch, the jam. Count it. And he looks set at the crowd. He says, look at me. I'm a super.
Team foul 10. Team foul 10.
He was one of the Fab Five in high school. Mark Jackson, who plays for Temple, was part of that group. Rasheed Wallace, Alvin Williams.
Jerome Williams well under his average tonight. 5 points. It's halfway to what he normally had.
Jerome excellent in transition, but the transition not there today because of the tremendous defense being done. The 5th guy in that group was Tyrone Weeks, who played as well from out of Mass.
Free throws have really abandoned Georgetown tonight. That has been part of their problem. Celestin coast to coast.
Oh, he's making like a young Kerry Kittles. Hey, a star is being born.
Jackson will try to do the same, and it came out on him. It was halfway down in the hoop. And Lawson was just called for a foul. That's 4.
4-0. Jason Lawson, John Celestin, is he stepping up or what?
Career high for John Celestin, 16 points tonight.
And he's been doing it. He's been doing it lately. He's been playing really well. Lawson goes out. He's played really well defensively. Lawson, very active. Look at number 13. No bad luck for this guy. Takes the ball coast to coast, a little finger roll. Count it.
Freshman out of Piscataway, New Jersey, who only averaged 19 points a game. Well, that's good, but as a senior, 19 points a game, and he's maybe going to end up with that tonight in this key Big East matchup.
Piscataway's only about 5 minutes away from Rutgers University. How did they allow him to get away, Bob Wenzel?
That's what you call taking your season average and dumping it in the closest receptacle.
And that's also an example of taking advantage of an opportunity to play when somebody goes to the sideline.
You think he won't play more for Steve Lapis now? You're crazy.
We wouldn't have Wally Pipp, would we? Lou Gehrig and Wally Pipp. No Wally Pipp. Eric Eber's not going to be Wally Pipp.
12-point game with just over 6 minutes to play. Georgetown needs their defense to step up big and put a run together on offense, and this one's all over.
Managing the clock, looking for the high percentage shot.
Pack it into Cornegay. He wheels on the baseline. Fades and
dialed it in. Zeffie Penn, Celestin, and Brown have really stepped it up for Villanova, giving them positive contributions. That's great when your 5th, 6th, and 7th options contribute.
And Penn just came up with a steal on the defensive end.
Look at Celestin. He's got that cocky way now, that confident way with the rock. He's even signaling. Look at the crowd loves it. They're standing up. They're standing up and cheering. That's jubilation in the city of brotherly love.
Third largest crowd in Spectrum history on its feet. 18,433 on hand tonight.
They are the hot ticket in the city, baby, not the Sixers. It belongs to the Cats of Villanova.
Kittles with 3 on the shot clock. Rebound comes off to Jackson. And Damon pushes it up to Williams on the fly. Can't finish it. Kittles a rebound.
What an extra rebounder like Kittles does for your club is so special. I like Jackson, though. Jackson's got a lot of potential for Georgetown. Very active.
Now we're under 5 minutes.
So smooth with the basketball. Look how smooth, protects it.
They're going to use clock as they did last time. They took their shot with 3 seconds. Now we're down to 10 on the shot clock again.
Playing very intelligently. Spacing, excellent spacing, trying to force the double team.
And the foul is on Boubacar Ao, and that's 4 on him.
Brad, some people are probably wondering why the officials will not utilize the monitor to determine what happened in that sequence in terms of the fighting situation. They declared it a non-fight.
Right.
That's why the monitor can be utilized to declare who participated in the fight or for a scoring or timing error. But in that situation, the officials didn't feel there was a fight, that it was unsportsmanlike conduct by both sides.
A lot like the Mike Tyson comeback so far. There hasn't been a fight yet.
Exactly. It's been Cupcake City.
They declared it a non-fight every time he's been out. Celestin, already a career night. And John just keeps adding to it.
I'll tell you, he's a good-looking player. He really looks like he's going to be a special player as time goes on here at Villanova. And there's Eric Ebers, letting his back really heal, had that big fall.
Ebers' hip's going to get better in a hurry if Celestin keeps playing like this.
I don't think he get better.
16-point Villanova lead. That's the biggest advantage of the night.
They're still chasing Allen. He can't get an open shot, the poor kid. That defense chasing him. Great job in the game plan defensively. Playing that box and one.
Kittle 16 points, 4 rebounds, and a couple big ones have come the last 2 trips down court.
Look at Celestin. He's trying to make like Kittle spin, whirl.
And he's fouled by Page. This is what you call getting some support from, first of all, Brown, who filled in for Ebers as a starter, but more importantly, Celestin off the bench. There's Brown. Celestin with 18, and Zeffie Penn's done a great job on defense to go with his 4 points.
That's 31 points, and the 3 guys together are only averaging about 10. This guy could stroke that 3. They need Eric Ebers. Believe me, if they're going to make a run for a trip down to the Meadowlands, New Jersey, and East Rutherford. You know, you think about that Eastern Regional. That's really interesting how this finishes out with Connecticut, Massachusetts, Villanova. Because you think about the fact that Kentucky cannot play in the Southeast because they're hosting the regional. They cannot play in the West Kentucky as they come up with the ball because the games are the same day in the West as they are in the Southeast regional. And you can't play if your team is hosting. So Kentucky looks like they're going to the Midwest.
Right now, Villanova hosting and in command, up 17. Corner game wide open. Rebound. Comes off the backside to Omo. Page on the drive. And he's fouled.
Well, the clinic here, we talked about it on top of the show. It's no secret. If you want to beat Georgetown, you better play them 5-on-5. But that's easier said than done to make them play you 5-on-5. Number 1. And number 2, you better offset their super strength, their defensive pressure. And tonight, Villanova's been able to do both and solve that part of the Georgetown game. But not many people have solved it.
Don't forget, we're going to the Big 8 next. Cowboys and the Sooners will have at it.
Ryan Miner seems like he's heating it up now.
Averaging over 20 a game is Miner.
You like my 3rd team All-American team? Jock Vaughn, Tony Delk, Todd Fuller, Danny Fortson, and Minor as my small forward.
Not bad.
My second-team All-American, Brevin Knight, Steve Nash, Lorenzen Wright in the post. I go John Wallace as my power forward, and Keith Van Horn as my small forward. And my first five, I don't even have to mention, but I will. Campy, Duncan, Kittles, Allen, and Iverson. That's called filler material, baby. Filler material.
I don't even have to mention it, but I will, huh? That's good.
That is the fifth personal foul. The fifth personal foul for Georgetown, number 14, Yaya Jaw.
I'll tell you, Othello's a beautiful kid. He came over to you and I before the game. So friendly, warm, and I know it's got to be frustrating for him when he looks at the numbers, but he was going through a nice streak where he had 5 double-figure games in a row until the last one when he had 9. He was getting more touches, and I really think he's made a big adjustment in his game, and John Thompson has said that, knowing that he's had to play with the quickness of Allen Iverson.
Foul was on Ja. That's his 5th, and I think there's going to be a timeout. Georgetown trying to take a timeout.
Oh, here comes the overrated chance. You don't want to get too cocky now. You don't want to get too cocky now.
And we are going to have, I guess, a timeout. A little discussion about that.
A little chant going on. Overrated. You don't want to rub it in. Take a look at the PT Pierce today. 69 possessions and 65 touches for Iverson. It's led to 24 points. And then we look down here with Kittles. What has happened here, though, the difference, both guys have not accounted for a lot of points other than what they've scored, but other people have stepped up, especially for Villanova.
16-point Villanova lead.
Warming up in Norman, the #1 scorer in the Big 8 Conference, #2 rebounder, Ryan Minor, and the Sooners set to battle the Cowboys in the Bedlam series as soon as we're done. Brad?
(71-55). Villanova leading Georgetown with 3:29 left in this one. Jason Lawson will step up to the free throw line. And 6th-ranked Villanova on its way to their 19th win of the year. Georgetown came in with 19 wins, and this is the best record for a Villanova team since the 63-64 season. That is through 21 games. So they're off to quite a tear. Got as high as #2 in the country in the rankings before losing this year.
I'll tell you, the last couple of years, also in the month of February, they've been scintillating.
That's right. 18-2 in February the last 3 years, and it's about to go to 19-2.
I'll tell you one thing about John Thompson, though. Part of being a great coach is the ability to adjust to your personnel. You have to understand personnel. That's why he's made the adjustment to go to a quick game with Iverson because of his sensational ability.
Iverson only 1 for 6 this half from the floor. And credit the Villanova defense for just not giving him any touches.
And they're still chasing him. I mean, anytime he touches the ball, it's never for an easy shot. Victor Page gets a deuce right here. Went to Wichita High School in Massachusetts. Played with Randall Jackson, now at Florida State. Florida State has been a real shocking disappointment, haven't they, Brad? I thought they were going to be outstanding this year.
So did Pat Canada.
Yeah, he's got to be frustrated. He told me he thought they had a heck of a team.
And Brown pushed off as he went airborne. Offensive foul.
Brown has done a good job defensively. He has stayed right in the face of Iverson. I mean, in a box score, it's going to look nice, Iverson with his point total, but it has not been an easy.
Right. Brown sits. He's got 3 fouls. And Williams checks back in. Alvin on that bad wheel. Let's see if he can get it warmed up. He's trying to hop around on it a little bit.
4 fouls. They're still chasing. They're not changing yet. They're still chasing. Now Celestan's got the opportunity of chasing Iverson.
Iverson's going to feel like he ran a Boston Marathon or something when this one's over.
If you were to chart this game and sit on the sideline and you're one of the coaches and they chart every facet of the game and you look at the number of conversions in transition for Georgetown, it's been hardly any.
And now they throw it away.
They had one spurt.
Well, oddly, last year on President's Day with Bill Clinton joining us, you remember that one, and Georgetown blew the doors off Villanova at US Air Arena, and they're about to have the trick turned on them with 2:36 left. A little payback time for the Wildcats.
Nothing like playing in your own living room floor. You got to own that. If you want to be a super team, you better own your own floor. You can't let someone come in your house and take over. You're going to spread the court, go diagonal, should get a layup against the trap. post and look the opposite way, you'll usually get a layup.
They're doing a nice job by avoiding the double teams for the most part.
Here comes the double up. See, Williams got the great size, too, as a guard. Look at the great guard combination. Certainly Allen and Sheffer. I love that combination. Carolinas with McGinnis and Calabria. There's a look here. Transition. 11 opportunities, 30 half court, 16 from the free throw line. 11 transition. That's not exactly in terms of the points they got in transition. Not a lot of points for a Georgetown team.
Alvin Williams will step to the free throw line. His first trip there tonight. He has 12 points, but his game really has been bigger than that. And that's with a bad left ankle when he landed the first field goal of the second half, you might recall. Went down, landed on Jerome Williams' foot, turned his ankle, and hasn't played much this half.
Made a couple of big threes as well. Talk about great backcourt. Certainly Kansas, you got to put in there with Hassett, Vaughn, and you got to think about that gutty backcourt from Massachusetts.
Whoa, Nichols, somebody got a piece of that and still went in.
Well, that's his strength. They say he can shoot the long-range jumper.
Makes it a 12-point game with under 2 minutes left. And Nichols picks up the foul.
You know the one thing about Georgetown, they're going to bounce right back. I mean, they're just going to bounce back. They lost to St. John's. They bounced back strong. This is a special team. This is one of the top 10 teams in America.
They're having trouble on the road. This will make them 3-3 on the road in the Big East with losses at Pittsburgh and St. John's, and they had to go overtime to beat West Virginia. So it's not easy in this conference or any conference for that matter.
Especially this year in this conference with the kind of quality teams. I mean, Syracuse is a pretty good basketball team. Boston College. Providence is certainly a team that has created problems for people. Won 2 games last week. Seton Hall's got 6 wins in the conference. Got to talk about my alma mater now. They didn't play well yesterday against Stanford. You talk about a backcourt night and Deion Cross down at Stanford.
Once again, let's check in with Chris Fowler. Chris.
They're just about set to tip it off at the Lloyd Noble Center. The first meeting between the Sooners and the Cowboys will join Ron Franklin and Derek Dickey right after the game is done in the Spectrum. Back to Brad and Dick.
With 1:54 remaining in this one, and Villanova apparently has it in hand. 72-60.
Hey guys, be careful. I mean, I didn't hear Brad.
But Villanova's missed its last 4 free throws. Zephy Penn ripped that one. And now Celestin will be draped all over number 3. Allen Iverson as they come down court.
He can't believe it. Everywhere he goes, they're just chasing him and chasing him.
Nice foul by Othello Harrington, but that's only Othello's second field goal of the night. 1 early and now 1 with less than 2 minutes to go. Lawson does a nice job to get it to Williams.
Got to back it out. Don't need points now. Time. Oh, he really slipped right there.
And I don't know if it's his bad ankle that forced that, but he kind of did it splits that time. He's going to be sore tomorrow. Harrington picks up the foul.
Georgetown's got 2 road games coming up. As we watch here, Alvin Williams with a little slip.
Man.
They got 2 road games. They got Syracuse and Boston College. Certainly not easy stops. Then they got a game with Memphis, who's struggling right now, but has an outstanding starting 5. And then Connecticut.
That'll be 2 weeks from tonight. They've got UConn.
Take a look at those upcoming games. I mean, that's not easy. That's not Cupcake City. I mean, that's not St. Leo's, baby. That's not Hawaii. Hilo Mio Maya. Those things are for real. I remember there was a time. John has changed his philosophy. I mean, years ago, he wanted to play the Hawaii Hilos, the Mias, the Mayas, anything with Hawaii in the dash. I always tease him about that. Then he played my Catholic Pirates, St. Leo's.
Lawson and Harrington go down hard, battling for a rebound.
Not anymore, though. He's stepped up his scheduling.
I like that one. Leo Mio Mio, huh? Lawson picks up the foul, and that's going to be it on Jason because the technical also counted against him, of course. So he fouls out with 1:24 left. He did a nice job defensively tonight. He blocked 5 shots, only 9 points, but that was enough. He did a heck of a job underneath defensively.
Yeah, he was worth a lot of points just by his presence on the interior.
And maybe his best move of the night was backing up when Boubacar Ao came after him.
That was his best move. Took a little ollie shuffle and just backed away. The main line must be on cloud 9 right now. Celebrating down in the Villanova area as this one's going to go in a bus. The bus driver just left. Is warming up the bus right now. They hit the Hoya land.
Lawson goes out 9.6 boards, 5 blocks. And it was a block party for him, at least in the first half.
I'll guarantee one thing. If you're Jimmy Boeheim in Syracuse, you better lace them up and come to play. This team will be ready, regrouping. I mean, John Thompson, you don't last 24 years and put the kind of numbers and a master record he has with not having the ability to get his club ready to return back in action after a loss.
Only 7 points for Othello, and now make it 8 on the night. Backcourt pressure by the Hoyas. They're down by 10 with 1:20 left. Kittles ahead to Cornegay.
Going to bring it out. Cornegay, smart play, puts it in the hands of the All-American. Spread the core. They know the trap's coming.
They have to foul somebody, and it's Kittles that they have to foul. That wouldn't have been their first choice.
You want to talk about defense, you're thinking of that 1984 team when they had Gene Smith from out of McKinley High School. Also, Billy Martin went to that high school. Anthony Tucker.
Talk about Othello, Dick, only having 8 points tonight. Look how things have gone. Obviously, Iverson wasn't around for his freshman and sophomore seasons, but everything has dipped significantly from his freshman year when you thought, boy, this guy is going to be something else. Well, he's been a good player, but not statistically, I guess.
Well, he came in as an All-USA, first-team All-American. Jason Kidd was on that high school team as well. You had Roderick Rhodes on that high school team. Dante Bright now starring for Massachusetts. But he's had to adjust to a different style of play. And the team has done well. I mean, check their numbers. I mean, there's no apologizing by John Thompson. They're like, what, 19-4 right now?
Yeah, that's right.
I think a lot of teams in America like to be 19-4 and play in the best conference. The Nestle Vital Index charts the Big East as #1. The RPI says they're #6. We say the RPI doesn't work. I wonder what the Fowler-Kellogg index rates.
They're going to have to wait till halftime or Oklahoma State, Oklahoma to tell you, because that's the game we'll be going to here shortly. As we're down to the last 58 seconds of this one. And a timeout. Villanova takes one. We'll take one as well. 58.1 left. Nova by 11.
A quick start for Ryan Miner and company in Norman. Sooners the early lead over the Cowboys. They're pushing the ball, playing up-tempo basketball. We'll get it there right after the final seconds from the Spectrum. Back to Brad and Dick.
All right, Chris, 58.1 remaining from the Spectrum. And full court pressure and immediately fouled is Effie Penn. Nichols and Page were there.
Georgetown foul number 44.
And it's called on Page.
He must have been fun to watch when he played quarterback. No, not John Thompson. He didn't play quarterback. He would have been a heck of a tight end, though. I'll tell you one thing. He was a great player at Providence. Also, when he coached in high school, he was brilliant at St. Anthony's. And as a high school player, John's been winning all his life. 55 games in a row his high school teams won when he played before he went out to the Providence. And when the NIT was really big in '63, led him to the NIT championship, the Friars.
And then on to some world titles. Backing up Bill Russell with the Celtics. This guy's done a heck of a job tonight defensively.
He really has. Penn, Celestin, and Brown rotated on Iverson.
That was good coaching by Lapis. None of them got tired because he kept rotating, as you said. Iverson virtually non-existent offensively in this half. Nice dish throw to Othello Harrington by Allen.
There's a nice dish is right. He finally gets the ball inside. Harrington touches it and gets a score.
And Kerry Kittles calls timeout because he couldn't get the ball inbounded. 11-point lead.
I think Kerry wants to milk it, wants to enjoy it.
Brad Nessler and Dick Vitale in the longest last 5 minutes of any Big East game ever. Here with 49.5 left.
That goes in the record books?
I think so.
You know, last year they beat Xavier, then they beat Weber State, and then they lost to North Carolina in the Sweet 16. I really think, well, we know Villanova lost first round to Old Dominion, and they really got to be very careful. They don't want to disappoint in the postseason. But I think that Georgetown is going to be such a factor in the postseason. I really do believe that. And I think that, you know, this is their best team since 1989, when Christian Laettner, as a diaper dandy, had 24 at the Meadowlands in the Final 8 to beat Georgetown and take Villanova on to the Final Four, the year that Seton Hall played against Michigan.
There's how Iverson has been shut down in the second half.
Look at that, 1 for 6. In fairness to Allen Iverson, Didn't have a whole lot of help from his friends, and they played that box and one, took away the running game. If you take away the transition game, play him a box and one in a half-court game, he's not going to get many opportunities. And he's happy today. He knows he stepped in. He knows he's a BMC. Mr. Brown knows he was special today. He's a big man on campus on the main line tomorrow. He'll be strutting his stuff at the Connolly Student Center.
15 points, Alvin Williams. He hit a couple of free throws. Iverson now trying to dish down low to Page, and that's the kind of night it's been, especially in this half for Georgetown. This game was tied at 35 at halftime.
Special player right here. This is a PTP, a primetime performer, Kerry Kittles. Yes, sir. They stand up and cheer. They love him in Philly. But they can turn on you quickly here. They boo Santa Claus sometimes. That's right. They love you when you win, baby. Today they are the stars for the moment.
And they win over Georgetown for the 4th time in the last 5 matchups.
Forget the Eagles, forget the Flyers, forget the 76ers. It belongs to Villanova.
Villanova 79, Georgetown 66. For Dick Vitale and our ESPN crew, Brad Nessler saying so long from the Spectrum. Let's head